Every August, Earth crosses into the debris trail of the Swift-Tuttle comet, causing the Perseid meteor shower. The comet is 16 miles wide, more than twice the size of the comet that took out the dinosaurs. It passed by our planet in 1992 and has a very low likelihood of impacting Earth. It crosses through the orbit of Venus and then goes out past the orbit of Pluto. Its trail of debris, or meteor stream, creates beautiful meteor showers in the summer. This space dust burns up in the atmosphere and does not cause an impact. But there is another meteor stream that does. The Taurid meteor stream, that Earth crosses through twice a year. It famously created the Tunguska Event in 1908. It airbursted miles above the ground and leveled 800 square miles of pine forest in the Siberian wilderness. The trees were knocked down in a radial pattern from the blast and were also set ablaze. The trees directly under the blast were still standing upright, but stripped of their branches and badly burned. But because it airbursted, it didn't make an impact crater. It killed hundreds of reindeer in the blast radius, and it was reported that the reindeer flew for a brief moment. A reindeer herder was also launched by this blast and unfortunately succumbed to his injuries. Eyewitnesses from the town of Kairensk, which is 300 miles away from the blast, witnessed a fireball in the sky during the early morning and heard the sound of several large explosions. The shock wave even shook buildings in that town. The meteor was assumed to be about 100 feet wide before it airburst. The impact proxies from this airburst include shocked minerals and melted microspherules. It registered as a 5 on the Richter and was 1,000 times more powerful than a nuclear bomb. From the Taurid meteor stream also came the Chelyabinsk meteor in 2013, which also impacted Russia and was captured on many dash cams. This also airbursted and created several impacts, the largest of which hit a frozen lake. The Taurid meteor stream is believed to have formed from the breakup of a large comet that was once 50 to 100 miles wide. It still has the comet Encke, which is a huge 3 miles in diameter. That would not be a pleasant thing for Earth to run into. There are many impact proxies around the world in layers dated to be about 13,000 years ago. Coincidentally, this is the same time the Ice Age megafauna became extinct. Now look at what happened to the reindeer around the Tunguska Event. The shock wave launched them into the air and killed them. Could this be responsible for the extinction of the Ice Age species? I think yes, and there was a frozen mammoth that looked like it sustained injuries from being launched into the air. It was found in the sitting position with a broken pelvis and a broken leg. Most of the Ice Age animal remains are disarticulated from the following flood water and found in layers of flood deposition. Proposed to be from the rapid melting of the ice caps and ice sheets. Meteors generate tremendous heat, and airburst explosions distribute huge amounts of heat a great distance. So, if there were glaciers or ice sheets in this area, rapid melting, creating dangerous rivers, are to be expected. Of course, this theory is very controversial and not fully accepted. Even clear impact proxies have been dismissed as unrelated because the layers are not read as flood stratigraphy, which they should be. This explains why they are found in a sequence of layers. instead of one layer as they would expect if flooding wasn't involved. With flooding, sediments settle based upon density, which happens several times due to the pulsation of flood currents. The biggest argument against this Younger Dryas impact hypothesis is that there are no impact craters, but airbursts mile above the Earth can kill huge amounts of megafauna without making a crater, just like Tunguska. Because the composition of the Taurid meteor stream fragments likes to airburst, not finding a crater should be expected if the impacts came from the Taurid meteor stream. But the impact proxies that fell down to Earth, like melted microspherules and tektites, are found in vast quantities, as well as shocked minerals and melt glass. One of the best locations of this is in Louisiana, where huge chunks of melt glass have been found. This was from an airburst. There is somewhat of a crater here where the huge chunks of melt glass were found. Burnt tree stumps dated to the Younger Dryas are also found, as well as the layer of forest fire ash called the black mat.